Elon Musk's XAI just launched Grok 4, and it's not just another model, it's a direct challenge to GPT-4, Gemini 2.5, and Claude Opus. In fact, Grok 4 has officially surpassed them on some of the toughest benchmarks in AI. With PhD-level performance in reasoning, math, and coding, Grok 4 scored the highest ever on the ARC AGI 2 benchmark and beat OpenAI and Google on HumanEval-style coding tests. This isn't hype, it's backed by numbers, and it gets even more serious. Grok 4 uses 10 times more reinforcement learning compute than its previous version, runs on xAI's in-house compute stack, and integrates real-time tools like search, code, and image generation. In this video, we'll break down what Grok 4 is, how it compares to other top models, and why this might be the most powerful AI ever released to the public. Elon Musk's XAI didn't just upgrade Grok. They built a model that's dominating performance charts across the board. At the core of Grok 4's impact is its showing on ARC AGI 2, the most advanced public benchmark for measuring human-level intelligence in AI. Grok 4 didn't just perform well, it hit the highest score ever recorded. This test isn't about simple prompts or trivia. It pushes models through complex reasoning tasks that mimic what's expected of a real problem solver, like an academic or engineer. That result alone puts Grok 4 above GPT-4, Claude Opus, in Gemini 2.5. But XAI didn't stop there. The model also topped the HumanEval-style Python benchmark, outperforming Claude Opus in code generation and problem solving. That means Grok 4 doesn't just understand syntax, it thinks through algorithms, manages logic under pressure, and produces functional programs without excessive hallucination or breakdowns. What makes this leap even more impressive? XAI ran Grok 4 using 10 times more reinforcement learning compute than earlier models. They didn't just scale up parameters, they refined the training loop with more advanced feedback, tighter optimization, and tool use strategies that directly affect real-world performance. And unlike many competitors, Grok 4 was built on XAI's own compute stack, not rented APIs or shared infrastructure. That gives them full control over speed, cost, tuning, and deployment, critical if you're aiming to build something close to AGI. Early access users and engineers who've tested Grok 4 describe it as feeling a level up, not just in raw answers, but in depth of reasoning, long-term memory integration, and consistent reliability across domains like logic, math, and language. In other words, Grok 4 doesn't just sound smart, it acts smart, with a kind of mental precision that makes it hard to ignore. It's easy to assume all top-tier language models are similar, but Grok 4 breaks that illusion. What separates it from its rivals isn't just test scores, it's the architecture, training methods, and toolchain behind it. Let's start with structure. Grok 4 comes in two distinct versions, the standard release and a more powerful variant called Grok 4 Heavy. The Heavy model is optimized for high-intensity workloads like reasoning, mathematics, and software development. XAI hasn't revealed exact parameters yet, but insiders say this is XAI's largest and most capable model to date, likely on par with or beyond GPT-4 Turbo. Then there's interactivity. Grok 4 isn't just a text generator, it's an agent that can interface with tools. In testing, it handles real-time search, code execution, math solvers, and even image-based inputs with surprising coherence. This gives it flexibility far beyond typical chatbots. It doesn't guess. It works through solutions, another advantage, in-house compute and deployment. Unlike OpenAI or Google, who often rely on third-party hardware or closed APIs, XAI built Grok 4 using its own training infrastructure, running on Tesla and X's high-performance clusters. This independence allows for rapid iteration, cost control, and future expansion, including dedicated agents, long-form memory, and embedded reasoning. Grok 4 also takes alignment seriously. Rather than over-sanitizing responses, it uses reward modeling grounded in open-ended reasoning. That means answers are still direct and useful, without being dull or evasive. You ask something challenging, it doesn't deflect, it tries to work it out. Another standout is deployment strategy. XAI integrates Grok directly into X, formerly Twitter, providing enterprise users, creators, and developers with hands-on access to a frontier model. It's not locked behind obscure labs or B2B contracts. It's being rolled out on one of the world's most used platforms. Bottom line, Grok 4 isn't just catching up. It's carving out a new category: open, real-time, high-reasoning AI designed for public use. It blends performance, transparency, and usability in a way that even GPT-4 and Gemini haven't quite matched yet. Grok 4 isn't just a better model. It's a statement from XAI that the next era of artificial intelligence will be about ownership, openness, and operational depth. Let's talk cost first. This model isn't cheap. In fact, Grok 4 is one of the most compute-intensive models ever released. Running it requires enormous infrastructure, and XAI knows it. But that's also the point. They're not chasing lightweight assistance. They're building a foundation model designed for serious, high-trust tasks. And despite the steep cost, Grok 4 is surprisingly accessible, especially to those using X Premium Plus, where the base model is integrated directly into the platform. This lowers the barrier to experimentation and gives users real-world exposure to one of the most advanced AI systems currently in deployment. Now consider the competitive landscape. While OpenAI is busy preparing GPT-5 and Google just launched Gemini 2.5, Elon Musk's team has already leapfrogged expectations with Grok 4, and they're not stopping here. According to your transcript, XAI is already working on a dedicated coding model trained on high-quality GitHub repositories, a video generation system designed to rival tools like Sora and Runway, and a multimodal stack that integrates sight, speech, memory, and planning into a single framework. These aren't research projects, they're active builds, which means Grok 4 is just the starting point for a much broader ecosystem of models, tools, and real-time AI agents. What's also interesting is XAI's stance on alignment and transparency. Unlike more cautious players in the space, Musk's team is leaning toward open weights, self-hosting, and giving users more control over how models think and respond. That makes Grok 4 one of the few frontier systems heading toward both performance and autonomy. In short, this isn't just another upgrade in a sea of LLMs. Grok 4 is a signal that XAI is here to compete and possibly lead in the AGI race. Between benchmark dominance, flexible deployment, and a stacked roadmap, Grok 4 isn't just catching up to OpenAI, Google, or Anthropic. It's beginning to shape the direction the entire industry is going. While most companies are cautiously scaling their AI models, XAI is doing something bolder, breaking the rules of how frontier AI gets built, released, and used. Grok 4 doesn't just outperform, it redefines what a next-gen model looks like in terms of access, ambition, and ideology. One of the biggest shifts is Grok 4's positioning as a general-purpose agent, not just a chatbot. It can write high-level code, solve complex math problems, reason through logic puzzles, and interact with real-world tools, all in one system. This suggests XAI isn't interested in just creating another assistant. It's aiming for a full-stack intelligence layer that eventually powers operating systems, search, development tools, and even hardware interfaces. Unlike models that are locked into specific platforms or developer APIs, Grok 4 is part of a larger AI ecosystem being built on X, formerly Twitter. This includes integrations with search, creator tools, financial modeling, live analytics, and even moderation. The idea isn't just intelligence, it's real-time, user-controlled automation embedded across daily tasks. This vision contrasts sharply with the closed, tightly gated approach seen from companies like OpenAI and Anthropic. Those companies prioritize alignment and risk reduction, important goals, but XAI is betting on transparency, decentralization, and user agency as the long-term differentiators. And it's working. Developers are now experimenting with Grok 4 inside X's code sandbox. Researchers are reviewing its benchmark logs. Engineers are testing it against GPT-4, Gemini, and Claude, and discovering that it doesn't just compete, it wins in areas like math, reasoning, and tool execution. Even Grok's feedback mechanism reflects a more agile, community-driven approach. Rather than endless red teaming behind closed doors, XAI is collecting feedback live, pushing updates quickly, and allowing model behavior to evolve with user input. That kind of openness may sound risky, but it's also a feature, not a flaw. In the emerging AGI race, the companies that give users more control, more insight, and more flexibility may win out. Not just in performance, but in public trust. Grok 4 isn't just another step in the AI arms race. It's a shot across the bow. And every other lab, OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, just got the message loud and clear. In a space dominated by giants like OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic, most people didn't expect Elon Musk's XAI to launch a serious contender so soon. But with Grok 4, they didn't just enter the race. They came in swinging. From record-breaking benchmark scores on ARC AGI 2 and HumanEval, to real-world coding, math, and reasoning abilities that rival or exceed GPT-4, Claude Opus, and Gemini 2.5. Grok 4 isn't just good, it's world-class. And that matters. Because this isn't just about winning a few tests or releasing another chatbot. Grok 4 signals a philosophical shift, a move toward faster iteration, in-house compute, tool-based interaction, and open integration with platforms like X. It's also a reminder that the AGI race won't be won by scale alone. It'll be won by who builds the smartest systems, the most useful agents, and the most open tools. And XAI is making a strong case for all three. So where does this leave the rest of the field? OpenAI is preparing GPT-5. Google is scaling Gemini. Anthropic is refining Claude. But while they move cautiously, Grok is already being tested by real users, live in public at full power. Whether or not it dethrones GPT-4 in the long run doesn't matter right now. What matters is this: Grok 4 has raised the bar, and no one can afford to ignore it anymore. So what do you think? Is Grok 4 truly the most advanced model available today? Or is this just the beginning of an even more intense battle between the AI giants? Let us know in the comments, especially if you've tested Grok 4 yourself. And if this breakdown helped you understand where things are headed, do us a favor, like subscribe and turn on notifications. We're covering every major update in AI, so you never miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching. The future just got a lot more interesting.